Okay, I've started foiling for only this, maybe the third time in my crafting life. And I just got started and then I decided I probably should tape it for you all. So my intentions to foil the roses, excuse me, in two different pinks. There's a magnet underneath there, that's what happened. And the leaves in gold. And so that's one pink. And this is another, and it's a bit darker, and I just kind of want a two-tone effect. And so I've sprayed just the rose part, a little bit got over here, with some repositionable adhesive spray for stencils. Anything sticky will work, but don't forget on that particular one, you will need to give it that minute to sit, and you need to give it a good coating. I'll show you what I mean by good coating in just a moment, because I'll spray the next one. You just kind of lay it on there and tap it into the adhesive. It's quite fun. And it's going to break up. You need to go down into the crevices and everything. I'm not trying to get complete coverage. Probably 90%. So that's why I'm just laying it down in pieces and then tapping it and then picking it up. You can break off pieces and lay them. Let's try that. But it's the foil that you get in sheets is quite fine. But this is going to be the same as the foil that Crystal has in the shop. It's just that comes in a jar and it's already kind of crinkly for you. And honestly, it's a whole lot easier to contain and put back. These come in little plastic bags, a whole bunch of sheets, and if you don't use this whole sheet, trying to put that back in here is a pain in the rear. It's a whole lot easier to push it down into a jar and put a lid on it. So I've ordered mine from her and they just haven't come in yet. As soon as they do, I will gladly switch to that for the golds and coppers. So far I haven't seen a company that sells pinks. I have seen blues. Usually they call it ocean, something like that. Now, as you see, it's very fine. I would say the number one issue, and there's no top or bottom really, it's just you tap it in. The number one problem most people probably have is they get their fingerprint oil on here, which makes it where it's not as sticky. So try to be wary of not putting your fingers on it, the area. I used gloves earlier when I put the base on this, and the base I used to paint this black is Little Black Dress that you also get in the shop. And then I let that dry for about an hour. Let's see, that's way too much, as you see. I don't need all that. So I'm simply going to attempt to use the tweezers, and it tears very easily, and just lay it in a different spot. Kind of has a mind of its own. You don't want to have fans on because it's going to blow like crazy. where's my brush? There it is. Go. And while I'm up here, I'll show you. Just tap. And this is I think they call these stencil brushes. And they just give a nice firm brush to tap with. I don't know if you can see the excess that's not going on the item. It's just trickling down. So I will have a little bit of glitter here, but not a lot, because you see there's just little bits on my finger. The majority of it is going to stay on the item if you put adhesive. And as you see here, I'm overlapping and it's not having any problem staying. So I am anxious to compare this with Crystal's version. I'm gonna have to look it up, and I will put a link in this video to what she has, because I'll be using the gold and the bronze mixed ones on the leaves. I haven't found any green yet, just blue. As you see, and you'll brush away the excess after you get it good and tapped in there. And it gets in those crevices quite well. Come on, camera, stop acting up. Let's see if that helps any. Okay. So it gets in there quite well, and you can see the two versions of pink in there. I will say that the other thing is, although on this sample I did, it took well on the WoodUBend without any paint below. It took faster with a paint below it, with a little black dress fresco finish underneath it. But this still took without any problems. As you see, it's not scratching off. And so I haven't tried the gliding glue. I'm anxious to try that, because there are areas that it'd be a whole lot easier to paint it on. The sprays work okay, really well, but it's hard to guide the sprays into the crevices. So when I was spraying here earlier, this ended up getting sprayed too. So it's going to be really good to have that glue to be able to put it specifically where I want it, and not have tacky spots everywhere where I don't want it. So I'll get back with you on a part 2 and let you see the finished product.